Where is this theme song, Brett Dasovic?
We're gonna get the.
We have to ask Carter
at some point.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, so Miracle, do you want to talk about Has-Been Hotel?
Yes, if you guys are not familiar with Has-Been Hotel, it's located on Vizzy Pop's YouTube channel. It is an animated series. Pilot episode is still on YouTube, but they recently got bought out by A24, and they made a lot of changes to this beautiful cartoon.
Good changes or bad changes?
Bad changes. So
okay.
A24 does a lot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they do a lot, and they bought out Has-Been Hotel, but luckily they didn't buy out their spin-off series, which is called Hell of a Boss. Are you guys familiar with the series or no? So Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Hotel, it's located in hell. And so Has-Been Hotel, the synopsis of it is basically you have Charlie, who I'm going to talk about later.
Okay.
You have Charlie. She's running a hotel. She's trying to rehabilitate every human soul who's stuck in hell, bring them up, like their morale, and basically let them go back to heaven.
Oh, so it's kind of like a
Redemption.
purgatory hotel.
Kind
So
of.
like Catholics believe.
Purgatory Hotel's a cool name too.
Well, you know what I mean? Like Catholics believe like in purgatory, like you pray for people in purgatory so that they can get into heaven.
Yeah.
Otherwise they're stuck.
Yeah, but basically how she advertises it, it talks about it real well in the pilot episode. So basically all the human sinners, they're stuck in the, what ring is it? I believe it's greed. They're stuck in, no, it's not greed. It's in pride. So they're stuck in the pride ring, but they can't leave hell, and hell is like overpopulated. So how hell regulates their population, they send down killer assassin angels from heaven to kill off the population so they can regulate the population to make it smaller again. But hell's population keeps on increasing because people will sign away anything to become famous or be rich, depending whatever matter it is.
So they're influencers. Evil influencers.
Well, some of them like died from like olden times. Like one of my favorite characters, like Angel Dust, he died like during the big cocaine boom. And then
Great name then.
Radio Demon, he died in the 1950s, and his voice is like a radio talk show
But it's
host.
like influencers or people with like power of their time.
Kind
of cool.
Kind of. It's kind of weird like how they talk about it, and basically she wants people to join her hotel. So the original name was called Happy Hotel before Alistair, the radio demon, came in and changed the name.
Yeah.
He was like Has-Been.
Yeah. That's a great name.
But basically her whole objective is to get human sinners to become angels and go back to heaven.
Then can you tell us what these changes are that are
so
coming?
The changes
and this
are
is for a new release?
Yeah, so A24, there's a lot of news for it. Apparently, they might release on HBO Max. I'm hoping they do. If they do, then that means they get to keep their crass and crude humor.
Okay.
Because this is, again, don't recommend for kids because it's an adult cartoon. But they made a lot of changes. So in January, they announced that basically they recast all the voice actors and singing actors for this.
Interesting. How do you feel about that?
I legit am kind of upset about it because I love the original voice actor for Charlie. I love the singing voice for Alistair because his singing voice is so beautiful. And then Angel Dust, his voice actor is very iconic for that voice too.
And if this started as a YouTube channel, which first off, can we just acknowledge how like wild it is that we live in a day and age that like YouTubers are moving like just leapfrogs, all kind of traditional structures. But presumably those actors that were in the original cast are not as well known.
Some of them are well known. So I believe they had one guy, I forgot what his name is, but he's well known for like doing voice acting for animes. A lot of them are for anime series or other cartoons that you may know from. And it's kind of upsetting because like I did watch their live stream where they were talking about I don't know if they were predicting this, but like somebody asked in their live stream, like, how do you feel about celebrities like taking, this is what I'm assuming, I'm doing my own theory, how celebrities take voice acting jobs. And they said it's not really fair for us because we're not like big name celebrities, but we're still trying to look for jobs, but they're taking them because they're bigger names.
Yeah.
And it gets more clicks and more views than our names. But So a thing that
the free market economy at work, babe.
Yeah, well, and also there are people who just have unique voices. Like, I don't really watch Family Guy, but Mila Kunis is Meg, right? And she has been for a long time. Yep. Like, wasn't she doing That 70s Show, which is where I think if she sort of came up on.
That's what I think. Yeah.
But wasn't she doing them both at the same time for a minute?
She was doing both for the same time, and then for Meg Griffin, soon they might replace Mila soon, because like there's a bunch of episodes where they change Meg into a guy, but I don't know if they're gonna actually do it. But Meg is always the butt of the joke. And basically for Has Been Hotel, after like the announcement of recasting all their character voices, now they change up the main character, who's Charlie. So her last name was different, and it was kind of a play of name on what's his name again?
She was born in the Ukraine.
Who?
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, I knew that.
So basically, Charlie, her name is actually a play on words of the King of Franks, or the first royal Roman emperor. So that's her original name, but they changed it to Charlie Morningstar. And if you guys don't know, this is why I think the show is very clever, because the creator, she did a lot of research on demonology and Christianity. So she knows what she's talking about, but she makes it into a parody and something for people to understand to a certain extent. But if you guys don't know, Lucifer is a direct translation to Shining One or Morning Star. So that's why they changed her name. But I just don't, for me, I don't mind the new changes to Charlie. They made her more mature.
Yeah.
Because the original pilot, they made her very kiddish and like everything's softer. But in this new drawing that you see right here, everything is more mature. Like she's wearing a pantsuit that's more slick. She looks similar to her dad's drawing in the pilot, where he looks more slick and like snake-like.
Cool. Interesting.
Which I don't mind, but for me, I like the original drawing because it shows that she's a little kid who's vulnerable and gullible at the same time. Yeah. Because everybody called her stupid and said her idea, turning human sinners into angels, is a dumb idea. Yeah. It's not.
It kind of changes like the representation of her character, the physical embodiment of her characteristics.
And like also this cartoon, why it's like a big thing, because even though it talks about hell, it also talks about the community, so like the gay community a little bit. So Charlie, she is gay, but they don't put it into your face, and that's what I'm kind of afraid what Hollywood might do, because that's what they do. They ruin good things. But luckily Vizzy Pop,
meaning that they're taking something that just happened to be a fact of her life, and then they're going to make it a focus.
Because
because
the plot of her life, as opposed
to story of Hollywood having the tact of a sledgehammer.
But I'm kind of excited that they are launching something. They didn't announce when it's happening, but I'm hoping. And Hello Boss, their spin-off series, is on hiatus right now. They only have like, I believe, 8 episodes
on hiatus on YouTube.
So their Hello the Boss spin-off series is still on YouTube, so you can still watch that. But it'll
be interesting to see how they react in tandem. One on YouTube and one with the studio.
Even though it's a spin-off, they said they are connected, but the stories are not connected somehow.
They're not interdependent, maybe.
Because like Hello the Boss talks about all the demons and all 7 rings.
Hello the Boss is YouTube?
Yep.
Okay, YouTube only. Okay.
And then Has Been Hotel, I believe they announced that they might be on HBO Max.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. I want one more thing I want to talk about, and that was this is from the SAG Awards. This is in a night where basically all the talk was about Ukraine. I thought this was very, very interesting. You good?
Yeah.
Look like you're pointing at me.
No, sorry. I'm just tapping on my little thing
again, like Tearful. It's like a boomer.
I like give me technology and I become 800 years old.
I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you like an old school like Dell computer that you can turn on.
I would really appreciate that. Yeah. Honestly, part of it I think is like my nails are outgrown, so like I'm trying not to like.
There's Dell computers that you turn on with your foot.
The joke is it's got the little button at the bottom.
That thing, yeah.
So
Miracle doesn't know what we're talking about. That was so fake. She's
like, that. Yeah. So it says, Tearful Michael Keaton dedicates Screen Actors Guild Awards to his late nephew. So this is because he was the lead character in the show Dope Sick. on Hulu.
Which I did not see, but really wanted to.
Yes. So actor Michael Keaton made a tearful dedication to his late nephew while accepting a Screen Actors Guild Award. You can see his moving speech here, and then it says the 70-year-old actor scooped the award for outstanding performance by a male actor in the television, movie, or limited series for his role. And that's probably like a crowded field in today's day and age, because limited series are like what everything it is. For his role in Dope Sick, a series about the U.S.'s opioid crisis. While accepting the award, he dedicated it to his sister Pam and his nephew, also called Michael. Michael tragically died from a heroin and fentanyl overdose in 2016. Keaton could be seen with tears in his eyes during the speech, and stopped for a moment before saying, "Given the subject matter, this is for my nephew, Michael, and my sister Pam. I lost Michael to drugs, and it hurts. To my sister, thanks." Keaton plays the role of Samuel Phoenix in the show, which centers on the aggressive push of the painkiller Oxycontin, an addictive drug that is blamed for kicking off the opioid crisis in the U.S. and has killed hundreds of thousands of people. In his acceptance speech, Keaton said, "There's an argument to be made that it's a legitimate argument, and it's a legitimate argument that a night like tonight is self-serving, narcissistic. It's a legitimate argument to be made." They were having this discussion a lot because they had this in the wake of what happened in the Ukraine, and they're asking
also. Generally, they should probably have this conversation.
Yes, and so like on one hand, I don't disagree, but on the other hand, it's like these people, like, this is an event that's been planned. There's these things to give out. These people are there's workers
nothing
here who
about canceling that event changes what's happening in Ukraine.
Exactly. So you have to be very cognizant, and you can't think surface level and stuff like this. There's nuance to all these topics. So it says, I have a job where I can be part of a production like Dope Sick that can actually spawn thought, conversation, and actual change. Who gets to have a job like that? Who gets to have that job? I do take issue with them always talking about how these things that they make are changing the world. I don't know how much I actually...
I agree with you for the most part, although in this day and age of like everything has to be about suddenly this child is transgender or gay or like
it's
we
all
need to be nice to
edutainment.
whatever. Like I was actually very grateful to see something about the opioid crisis, which I feel like we don't talk enough about as a culture. And I think we are numb to the fact that huge pharmaceutical companies are settling, and as movies and limited TV series are a vehicle to bring that to people's mind. Remember we talked about like there's going to be an age where your whole history course is based off what, you know, biopic movies you see on Uber or whatever. I understand his point. It's not that this changes everything, but I was appreciative to see a topic that I feel is important represented.
I get that.
Although that just makes me the same as everyone else.
I push back against all Hollywood virtue signaling because it's all empty and vapid to me. I mean, no disrespect to everyone involved. It is. In a lot of ways, they can't help it. Like, they feel like they have to say something. And it's part of, like, their job.
I'm just glad it's a new topic.
Yes.
Right? Some of the other stuff that they virtue signal about has been talked out.
I will point out that it matters that he has gone through it himself. I wouldn't, as somebody who is now sober, but struggled through many years of addiction and nearly destroyed. Very well, I should be dead. In a lot of cases, I shouldn't have made it to the age that I'm in now, and I'm still suffering repercussions of that, even at the age of 35. I appreciate them talking about it, but I do always feel like I get hesitant when they talk about we're changing the world. I don't see these people as the ones that change the world. Not really. You can draw attention to it, but that doesn't make the changes possible. There's a whole longer discussion that would take hours and days to discuss. But I do think that he's genuine, and that's important.
That's the most important.
And I found this article from a couple of years ago, from 2012. Kevin Costner tried to save Whitney Houston via snail mail. So it says, years ago, Kevin Costner was asked to try and save the Bodyguard co-star Whitney Houston by mail. The actor, who ultimately failed, has opened up about a pair of hope-filled letters he sent from him to her. Only after the loss of Whitney Houston has Kevin Costner become aware of just how bad her struggle with the drug addiction was. The actor, who starred opposite the singer in the 1992 movie The Bodyguard, was tapped by her friends more than once to try and reach out and encourage her to seek help. Costner shared during an interview with Anderson Cooper that there are some people that really love Whitney, and a couple of times during the last 7 or 8 years, they asked me would I write her a letter. So it's not something that's new to him. He's been through this before, and I think it's at a point now where this has touched a lot of people's lives. The discussion going back to do they change the world with these movies? Drawing attention to it is one thing. The news should be drawing attention to it, but usually only draws attention to what will give them ratings. So I take issue with the fact that anybody who draws attention to most stuff is for the most part self-serving, which isn't inherently a bad thing. A lot of the world has changed through the desire, capitalism is based around the idea that you can change the world in a means that also benefits yourself. I get that. But what they're doing is not the same thing as providing a viable product for someone. They are simply telling a story that is going to be framed in the way that they think is best. It's not telling the whole story inherently. So, like I said, I'm not saying that what they're doing is wrong or bad. I'm saying that I don't think I think that they overpraise themselves a lot of the time for what they feel like they're doing for society, and they feel very self-important to me. So it's not to say that that's wrong, but I do appreciate him talking about it. It clearly was a painful experience for him. And I don't mean to give like a weird answer to this, but
it's not simple, right?
Yes,
you can't give anything but a complicated answer.
Exactly. So I struggle with these things because I do like it when they draw. I do like it when they are willing to admit their own struggles that they've gone through. But acting like you're changing the world because you acted in a role, I just have a hard time.
But it's easier to believe, and there's no evidence to say he's doing it, but that he is in a position where he is, that he might give financially to organizations that help people.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, or like he is supporting his sister who's gone through. I mean, like, there's no reason to believe that there is not action behind his words. It bothers me when it's just like, this movie's going to change everything.
Yes.
And anyways, I'm going to go back to doing something over there.
It always feels so empty.
Like, I've done my job.
Yep. It always feels so empty, and it always feels like they literally want to get arm surgery so they can pack themselves on the back better. I just I'm not saying that's what he's doing.
It's like, that's what I mean. That's why this comes across different, and we feel like it's notable.
Yes. I ignore most Hollywood virtue signaling because I used to. I have a funny story. When I came to work here, when Tim found me on Instagram, he's like he figured that I would be somebody that would come out here because my profile said individualism is greater than collectivism. I still believe that. But before that, I used to just have a big sign. I used to just say stop virtue signaling because I hate virtue signaling so much. It's just so empty. So I do find it important enough to point out here, but I do hesitate to tell them that they're changing the world.
Yeah. The thing about virtue signaling is that it's actually not virtue. Like, you are saying this is the way we should act, or this is right or wrong, but you live virtue every day.
Yes.
And so often that's not true.
So yeah. Did you see Dope Sick?
I think I saw a trailer for it.
Okay. All right. So it's
I think I'm gonna watch it. I've always wanted to. It's also most of the story takes place in West Virginia, which I have a huge sense of affection for. And I just think that I, as an individual, have known people who have struggled with opioid addiction, and I could be better educated, and that might be an interesting way to do it.
Yeah.
So very not the brightest topic to end on, but I did think it was worth mentioning. And like I said, it's not an easy thing to. There's no right or wrong. It's just a very complex thing to cover.
Yeah.
So
so you guys are gonna go see Batman this week?
Thursday.
We're gonna watch it.
Yep.
Do you guys want us to review it?
We are going to review it.
Nice.
So
whether you want it or not.
You don't. You don't have a say in the matter.
Nobody has a say in this.
Guys, bring me some movie popcorn.
Yes.
Do you want some? I have some at home.
No, I want it fresh from the Batman Dark Knight was like one of my favorite movies of all time. So if I were gonna review movies with you, this would have been a good one for me. But I guess I'm not invited. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna act like a brat. But the thing is, every time you guys say like, "Oh yeah, we're going to the movies this week," I'm like, "Oh yes, bring me some popcorn." Because there's something special about movie theater popcorn.
Do you want a candle that smells like movie?
No.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Stop ruining my chances of buying you a gift.
I'm going to be very clear. If you could bring me fresh, like buy it on your way out of the theater.
Yeah, just
I
wait.
would really appreciate it. I will wait
Brett.
at the office for that delivery. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. But I'm excited to hear what you guys think about it.
Yeah. Brett makes fun of me because I bring my own snacks and water.
We used to sneak. There was like a grocery store and a dollar store close to the like affordable movie theater near where I grew up, and we used to like very obviously sneak food in. I remember one time I got like a.
That's what those cargo pants are for.
Exactly.
So smart. One of my friends bought like a family-sized box of Lucky Charms and just stuffed it up his shirt, but it's like obvious what's happening.
The crinkling of the plastic.
Well, he's got like a rectangular chest. Like there's nothing.
Just remember, you're not hurting the movie studios when you do that. You're hurting the theaters, which are much smaller. Remember, the studio and the theater split the cost of those tickets. So the reason
you actually should buy.
The reason the food is so expensive is that's how the movie theater actually makes their money.
I've never thought of it that way.
I
don't feel
guilty. Bad.
I don't, but I will now that I have more income.
Yes,
continue to buy.
I'm
movie
still
theater
broke,
popcorn.
so I'll still do it. I remember one time in Bakersfield, my friends and I were going to watch Rogue One, and I was the only one who carried the backpack. Dude, that backpack carried a whole box of soda. Nobody checked it.
Like it is a fun game to see like how much stuff you can carry in.
You do know that they know, right? They just don't care. They're just not paid enough to like stop.
Also, like you shouldn't be obvious about it. Like that's rude.
You're literally crinkling from wrappers of stuff that you're
leaving like like a big purse and like filled with Wendy's burgers.
All these people who like who've never carried a big purse in their entire life are suddenly carrying just huge tote bags.
Yeah, I remember being at TJ Maxx and with a friend and being like, we could fit so many snacks into this.
It's somebody should make like a movie theater line of clothing, just nothing but huge pockets.
It's like a jacket that when you unzip it, it's like insulated so you can keep your drinks cold.
Oh my god!
I think they already do have that.
They better send it to me and I'll review it on this podcast.
I think they already have it. You have to search it online, but I think they have it. Like Korea made something similar to that.
Well, they're just trying to screw the movie business too.
But Korea like has better movie food. I'm just saying.
But the other reason I don't support this is because we go to a warehouse cinema, which has fantastic. I get the drunken fries every time.
Yeah,
with the cheese and the fries. They're
like
good.
I said, I actually legitimately love movie theater popcorn. It's just like when you were in high school and movie tickets were already more expensive. Like they were a bigger part of your budget.
Yeah,
you can't hate on it. But maybe we should start doing that thing. Like if you see it at coffee shops, you like buy popcorn and someone can like take the like thing and be like, oh, this is like someone paid for my popcorn.
Miracle, maybe you should be more responsible with your money so that you can support the movie industry.
I'm trying to like feed my plant.
Give big companies all your money, says Brett.
No,
they're not big companies. Most of these theaters are not big companies.
So just get free tickets, but then buy the food. That's what I learned.
Yeah, well, I don't know. For me, because like I'm trying to buy a bug out like supply.
I getcha.
Yeah, so most of that is going there, and then now I'm actually an adult, so starting this month or next month I'm gonna pay my own rent. So I'm finally being an adult.
That is amazing.
Yeah, because I'm paying the whole house rent by myself.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah, so Andy's not gonna be there, so I have to manage my money.
You gotta import some roommates.
I know. So I'm like, hey, Charlie, do you want to pay for the internet bill? That's the cheapest one. He's like, okay.
What?
You make your poor college boyfriend, like, who's like
in school,
like
pay for your internet where he doesn't live?
I'm joking.
She's not
joking.
She's totally not joking.
Just for viewers at home, Miracle is not joking.
She's trying to cover right now, but that's all right.
No, I'm actually joking.
She's not joking. She's Hannah Claire, do you think she's joking?
I do not think you're joking. I think you said this and then we like had a negative reaction. You're like, no, I would never
do that. So it is what it is.
It's okay. I asked him as a joke and he's like, sure.
You didn't ask him as a joke. You asked him in a way that you could play off as a joke.
We're so mad about this.
It's like I'm here defending Charlie's
good old Chester.
Poor Charlie is now being forced to pay bills that he doesn't need to pay because Miracle can't stop buying Pikachu toys and plants.
Doing that. I stopped doing Pikachu.
I just want everyone to know, as like a community, Cast Castle is like actually extremely supportive of Miracle. We're encouraging her and helping her wherever we can. It's just like when you have siblings and they make fun of you a little bit.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
Yeah, don't worry, you guys. I'm not being bullied.
I told someone earlier. I said,
like holding up the side, like help me.
I was telling someone earlier. I said I gave Miracle like 2 compliments yesterday. That means
Bro was telling me earlier.
Yes, I was like, so that means she's due for like a little bit of derision today because she showed up like at the time we're supposed to record, rather than like a little bit early, which would have been polite.
You know that scene? It's like the episode of The Office where it's actually a pilot for like a possible spinoff about Shrew Farms, and his nephew is like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "Milking cows or taking care of chickens." And he was like, he gives some kind of sarcastic response, and the kid is like, "I was just asking a question. You don't need to be mean about it." And he's like, "Yeah, it's great that you asked a question, but it was a little bit stupid, so you're gonna get made fun of a little bit."
That's what happens.
But come on.
About what?
No, Charlie cannot pay your internet bill.
I pay for his gas sometimes.
I occasionally pay for things. Why don't you not pay for his gas and you pay for your own internet?
Well, I'm planning to do that. I'm factoring out all the math in my head, how much money I have left over.
You should probably do it on a calculator.
This is a calculator. I don't know what you're talking about.
You said in your head, to be fair. Anyway.
I did?
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.